So remember, the totality of all that is both being and becoming. God is both being and becoming, equally, perfectly, simultaneously, always, only one. Being and becoming are non-separate. Is that clear? So the way evolutionary enlightenment works is, I'm just telling you, this is overall theoretical perspective here, is it has to do with the awakening from ego, which is, you're a victim, you don't look at anything, you take everything personally, you just live for your own sake. The intersubjective world you live in is probably the unenlightened collective ego. You know what the collective ego is? Ego is what? Values, unenlightened values, what we think. Where'd you get your thoughts from? Where'd you get your ideas from? Where'd you get your beliefs from? Did you make them up all yourself? No, you didn't. We're all products of our own time and culture, from family, place and culture, people you hung out with, the school you went to, the people you associated with. That's how you learned about the world. That's what gave your worldview, your perspective. It didn't pop out of nowhere. But these are unenlightened values, unenlightened shoulds. So if God is being and becoming, so what we want in this teaching, we take the step from this unenlightened individual and collective ego. The ego is not only an individual, it's also a cultural perspective. This would be perfect. This would be the perfect journey. Life never works perfectly. Have you noticed? Have you noticed how imperfectly life actually works? But we like to dream in perfect scenarios, do we not? So now that we're going to dream together about the perfect scenario in relationship to the teaching of evolutionary enlightenment, as we go on the journey from individual and collective narcissism, dying to all of it in the ground of being, I am, Om, zero, nothingness, timeless, formless, peace, joy, and inherent freedom, because that's the self you were before you ever been born. Now, if that's what your perspective is, your relationship to this life and to life itself, to this process, is going to be, man, this is not where it's at. Where it's at is, shh. It's all unreal. It doesn't matter. See my point? Your orientation, your life orientation, will be one of transcendence. You're not really going to want to be here. You're not You're not really going to want to be here. You're not really going to want to be the creator. You're not going to be the one. You're not going to really want to be the only one who decided to create the universe, are you? Being is experienced as peace, right? Freedom from wanting, desirelessness, absolute peace. Not relative peace, absolute, unqualified, perfect peace. Okay? You feel it? If I just stop talking, can you feel it? You feel how peaceful? You feel the vibration? That's what that is. So how God is one, being and becoming are one, but God's also a paradox. A paradox means there's opposites. It's a paradox. So God is being and becoming. Being is absolute peace. Not wanting anything. Just shh. Leave me alone. You see, if you're meditating, someone says, and you say, shh. All you want to do is just leave me alone. Why? What do you want to do? I just want to be. Right? That's if you actually really meditate and just don't pretend. But if you have any access to the ground of being, or the absolute dimension of the self in yourself, how do you know that? Because the experience is You just want to be. What does it feel like? I just want to be. It's self-delight. You begin to experience an absolute experience, a sense of delight in just being, not doing. You don't want to do anything. There's nothing creative about it. You don't want to do anything. You don't want to create anything. You don't want to meet anybody. You don't want to talk. You don't want to think. You just want to be. With what? Nothing. You want to be with consciousness.